G'day fellas, and welcome to 11 insane Ayyubid mechanics for the brand new expansion pack for Age of Empires 4. It's the Sultan's Ascend. Today we're going to be looking at the variant civilization for the Abbasid dynasty, starting with 11 unique mechanics that they get access to. The first one that we're going to be talking about, it is the Ayyubid Casino. The last one we're going to be talking about is something that will probably change Siege forever. Anyway, let's get to it. So, starting off with the Ayyubid Casino. How does it work, Drongo? I can hear you asking. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly age up right here with... Where is it? Right here. No. Let me find it. Here we go. There we go. Culture Wing. Advancement. That was very quick. I'm going to age up to the Castle Age with this wing. This wing is called the Bazaar. And the way that it works is truly bizarre. The first time I played against this, I scratched my head and said, what the hell was that? Every 3 minutes, a trade caravan arrives with a random selection of 4 favorable exchanges of resources and units. The quality of these trades is permanently set depending on the age at which the trade wing is constructed. Using the trade wing to enter a later age provides more lucrative trades. And that's the reason why we've done this in Castle Age instead of in Feudal Age. It's better trades. Now, you could wait to Imperial Age if you want it, but we'll get to that later on in the video. Let's focus on this first part. Every 3 minutes, a trade caravan arrives with a random selection of 4 favorable exchanges of resources and units. What the hell does that mean? Well, let's click it and let's find out. Boom. Those are your 4 traders. Each one of these guys has got a special, unique trade on it, and it could be one of 7 things. Some of them are good, some of them are bad. Which one is it going to be? Well, today may be your lucky day. Let's find out how you rolled. Oh, you rolled really good. Congratulations, sir. You have won 3 trader exchanges, which allows you to purchase, I'm not even kidding you, 4 traders for each individual one. So you've just got to Castle Age, maybe you're going well, and you decide, hey, you know what? I like having traders. I'm just going to click them, click them, click them. And there you go. 12 traders. Congratulations. How are you feeling today? So you had a great roll. Would you like to roll again? Well, guess what? You also got Bedouin Skirmishers, which are a really cool unit. They're kind of like an archer, just with longer range. They've also got ranged armor as well. So you can see they do extra damage against light infantry. So that's like your spearmen, or spearmen rather. And they've got that extra tile of range. But they look like a javelin thrower though. So pretty cool unit. But overall, this single wing, I can't tell you how crazy it is. So I played a game, the very first game that I played. Essentially what happened is the person I was playing it against got 4 rolls, and 2 of them were the Bedouin Skirmishers, and 2 of them were the Bedouin Swordsmen. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Bedouin? I want to say Bedouin. Swordsman. Which meant that he reached Castle Age at 7 minutes and 10 seconds. And he had 20 Castle Age units out on the field. Keep in mind, these guys are Castle Age, right? They get their upgrades. You can see they got some decent damage. 20 units out at 7 minutes and 10 seconds. He got an insane roll. But by the same token, you can get a bad roll. And let's say you go fast castle. You go up at 7 minutes and 10 seconds and you get 3 traders. Oh, well, look, it's probably not the best because, well, what are you going to be doing? How are you going to be defending your traders out there? This would be a terrible fast castle roll. And that's exactly where we are in the casino. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. Now, if you go into this in the feudal age, the best one that you would probably want would be villages because, as I mentioned before, it does scale. So, as an example, here we get 325, or we pay 325 gold, and we get 4 villages. Whereas in the feudal age, it's like 150 or 120 gold or something like that, and you get 2 villages. So it's less villages, you're paying less, but that's essentially the way that it works. And just keep in mind that these traders are coming back in 30 seconds' time. And what we might get, well, who knows? Who knows? We could get more traders. We could get some favorable exchanges of resources. Have a look at this right here. Each one of these, it lasts the rest of the game. So you will get to a point where you can say, okay, well, maybe I'm just going to buy some stone. Maybe that's what I need. Maybe it's a stalemate. Maybe I need more stone in the bag, and then I wait for my traders to come and see what they will offer me at the casino, the Ayyubid Casino. What's it going to be? Come on, give me units. Give me units. That's what I need right now. Get some units out on the field. What's it going to be? Oh, 2 sets of units. I'll take them. And boom, there you go. And just like that, 10 units. And I've got cheats on, but it doesn't matter. The exact same thing happens right there. So we've got 2 of these. And now the last thing that we've got is we've got villages that we can choose from. So you can see 4. Now the other thing to note, so we'll get those 4 villages. And just remember, that is instant. you can see I can choose between these last 2 trades. So the way that it works is you've got 4 traders that arrive, but there's 5 trades. So you can choose the best of those 5 trades. You can have 4 of them. That's essentially the way that it works. So out of this, you can say, oh, well, I kind of want stone, so I'll just take the stone. And that's it. And now you get yourself an extra 300 stone. There you go. That's the first mechanic that is insane for the Ayyubids. What do you reckon? I reckon it's pretty ludicrous. Anyway, let's get on to the second thing. The second thing takes a little bit longer to build than the instant units that come out of this bad boy, but we're still going to build it instantly. And it's the Tower of the Sultan. Now, if you haven't seen this bad boy already, that's okay. I'll show you through it, but let me explain how it works first. It's a battering ram. It's not a siege tower, but it's kind of like an outpost as well. This thing has got bows inside it, and I'm not talking about the headset. I'm talking about the ones that you fire on your back at the enemy. Actually, those are arrows. You got them on your back. The bow. No, the one that you carry. Anyway, it's hurting the enemy. What's incredible about this, because I think that this is such an incredible piece of siege work, or siege machinery, is that you can take this to a town center, and they can't repair the town center, because you're attacking the front of the town center, and the back is completely covered. It has 8 tiles of range. So you can use this unit to completely just take down a town center by itself. On top of that, you can garrison inside, which means that, let's say that maybe there's 7 villagers garrisoned inside because, well, you know, it's the new patch. So you're knocking on the town center's door and some villagers pop out. Well, you can just very easily go boom and grab your units out, and then you can put them back in if you like. It is ludicrous. Now, it's expensive, I will say that. If we take a look here, you can see that it is more than, well, it's 1,000 resources. It takes 4 minutes to build. But it is incredible. I've lost to this before. 800 health, it's a pretty damn crazy amount. But it's essentially a battering ram that can defend itself. And don't be surprised if you see players going for 2, 3 of these. These are, I mean, essentially they're as expensive as a bombard is. But obviously in the castle age. But anyway, that is the second insane mechanic available for the Ayyubids. The third insane Ayyubid mechanic is going to be that your golden age typically looked something like this. This was your tier 3 Abbasid golden age. Guess what? There's now a 4th level of golden age. I'm just kidding. There's a 5th one as well. That is correct. There are 5 tiers now of golden age for the Ayyubids. First tier, extra 10% gather rate. Second tier, research speed increased. Third tier, production speed increased. Fourth tier, siege units cost 20% less. And 5th tier, camel units attack 20% faster. I can't believe it. It's absolutely hilarious watching the camels attack with it. I'm not going to show it to you today because it's, well, quite honestly, it is R18+. We cannot be showing it on YouTube. It's pretty funny, though. Anyway, that's the third mechanic. The fourth one, a bit of an interesting one. You may have seen it already. I'll show it to you again. You can choose whichever building you'd like to get it out of. You can get it out of your archery range, or you can get it out of your stable. It's up to you which one you'd like, because it can switch. Some days it wakes up and it says, I'm going to be ranged. Some days it wakes up and it says, I'm going to be melee. And this unit is going to be incredible. I think that you're going to see a lot of hilarious things in the meta. Take a look at the base stats that it's got. So it has 13 sword damage with an extra 13 against cavalry, which puts it into a really weird position where it's kind of like a spearman that counters itself and can also use a ranged attack. So if we move it into the range mode, let's pull all these guys into the range mode. So you can see that they've got, why aren't you going range? Or you are going range, you're just showing me your sword for some reason. Thanks. 7 bow damage. 7 bow damage is a lot. That's 1 more than a longbow. And these guys are available in the feudal age. You can get some pretty decent upgrades for these. So once you get the veterancy upgrade, once you get something like the blacksmith with their double upgrades, 1, 2, there you go. Now you're talking about some really serious range damage. You're looking at 11 bow damage. So it's not quite a camel rider, but it's still pretty good. And the most common way that you're going to see this used is whenever your enemy is not a spearman, you will be attacking them with your sword. You'll be pulling that sword out and you'll be doing shiny things like this. And then when you see a spearman, all you're going to do is you're just going to turn around, you're going to pull out your bow, and then you're going to go, Pachoo! Hold on, let me do, I don't have to do the sound effect. Pachoo! I'll still do it though. Pachoo! And then you just run, you shoot, and you scoop, and that's it. And that is, in my opinion, insane. Next up, we have got a unique siege unit. That is correct. No unique New York here. It is a unique siege unit, and it is the Manjanique. And it is absolutely magnificent. Why is this unit unique? Well, it's got a unique name. That's pretty much it. Otherwise, it is just a mangonel. It is just a standard mangonel that fires. Oh, yeah, speaking of fire. Oh, yeah, it has fire. I totally forgot to... Oh, yeah, it's got fire. That's right, it's got fire, guys. Yeah, it's got fire. The Manjanique is the unique mangonel for the Ayyubids that shoots fire, or at least boulders with fire. And have a look at the damage that it does. I'll be honest, it's not a lot. It's 2 incendiary damage. I think there's a little bit of a burn there as well with it. I'm not 100% sure on how it works, but where I think this unit is going to excel is when you make a lot of them. So if you're playing Ayyubids in team games, I'm expecting you, if you're on my team, can you make just like 40 of these units, the Manjanique? Because watch what happens when you target an area. We're going to swap it to incendiary. Watch what happens. Boom, baby. Oh, yeah. It's just as destructive as you can imagine. And so they've got a much greater AoE than a mangonel. So this is absolute destruction in this area. So that's what I'm going to be hoping all of my teammates are going to be doing. Next up, we've got a bit of an interesting one. Now, I think we've already done the culture wing, so we're not going to be able to go through here. Let me double check and see if we've got it at the mosque. We do indeed. It's the Dervish. The Dervish is the unique religious unit for the Ayyubids. It's pretty quick. It can carry relics, so if we go find a relic, he'll go pick it up. He'll do his thing. He can capture sacred sites, all that good stuff. But there's one thing about the Dervish that makes him very special. In fact, some might say insane. What is it? Well, he has the ability to mass heal. That means that everything that is in that AoE around him, you can see right there as I'm hovering, will heal. On top of that, when you're carrying a relic, you're going to be healing faster. Don't do it, Wolf. Don't do it, Wolf. I see you. So when you're carrying a relic, you're going to heal 50% faster. It's a pretty dangerous game to take a relic into the battlefield, but where I think that this could be useful is perhaps you're looking at healing up some of your units. You pick up the relic out of the monastery, or out of the mosque in this case, because you're playing the Ayyubids. And then you pick it up, and then you hit that mass heal button, and that's going to heal up all the units around you. On top of that, if you're a fan of mass heal and you want it on all the time, well, have I got good news for you? Because if you go for the House of Wisdom and you go for the Culture Wing Logistics, it allows you to have it on permanently, and it also increases the healing by 50%, which is pretty damn decent. I don't know what the base rate is because it doesn't actually tell us, and I'll be honest, I kind of wish they did tell us that kind of information because that's pretty important. But anyway, that is going to be your 6th unique thing. The 7th unique mechanic that we're going to be talking about is scaling age ups. What I'm going to do is we're going to head back to the Dark Age just so I can show you what I mean by this. Every single one of the Ayyubids age ups scales. That means the later that you leave it, the more powerful it gets. I'm going to use a simple example here. Wood. Something you guys would be familiar with. Let me get my cheats on here. Oh. I like how if you type the cheat and it doesn't work, it just doesn't appear. It's like, we'll both forget you didn't type that in. So, let's say you're in the mood for some wood. You like wood? I like wood. We all like wood. We're all woodsmiths here, or lumberers as they're known. Congratulations. You've got this age up. Economic Wing Industry. Upon completion, awards 300 wood. But let's say you like wood so much that that's not enough wood for you. Let's say you want a little bit more. So instead what you're going to do is you're going to age up with something else. Let's say this one here. And now you're thinking about going to the Castle Age, and your desire for wood has only grown stronger. Well, congratulations, sir. You're in luck. Here's 1,000 wood for you. But maybe that's not enough. Maybe you're a man who just needs even more than 1,000 wood. Well, once again, I got great news for you, because if you wait to go to Imperial Age with this wing, you will get 2,500 wood. Now, I don't know, but we're going to see what happens if I go to Imperial Age with something else, and instead, we leave this down here to go to the post-Imperial Age. Remember that the Ayyubids and the Abbasid dynasty can both go and get their last wing. How much wood can a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck can chuck wood? 2,800... Yo, I paid 3,600 resources for this, and you're only going to give me 2,800 wood? Are you serious? Did it just go from 2,500 to 2,800? It doesn't even tell... It literally did. 2,500 wood to 28... Bro, that is such a letdown. Ah, man. I was hoping it was going to be like 20,000 wood. Ah, all right. Never mind. Anyway, that's the insane point. Let's move on. Number 8. I'm just kidding. You guys know I love a good meme. All right, let's talk about it. It is coming from the blacksmith right here. It is a brand new technology available to the Ayyubids and the Ayyubids only. And it is this. It's not this one. It is not this one. Infantry support. That's kind of boring. I wouldn't call that insane. I mean, see, I like it the other way, right? Camels buffing up infantry because there's lots of infantry, whereas there's not really that many camels. So it's like infantry buffing up camels. They're just gonna. Wow, like the 56 damage that you take from a spearman goes down to 54. Congratulations, sir. You win a medal, and it's made from plastic. Actually, we don't have plastics yet. It's made from wood because we like wood. because we got 2,800 wood, and that's all we can afford. It is this technology here. Infantry gain 25 damage and 20% movement speed for 10 seconds after killing a unit. I like to think of this as vampiric desires. All that you do is you kill and then you get stronger and you want to kill more. Now, let's talk a little bit just before we move on about which units this is going to be good on, because there's two different types of infantry units if you're not already aware. The first one, it's an archer. The second one, let me get some housing out, it's a melee unit. Now, if we've got this upgrade, infantry gains extra damage, they also gain extra movement speed for 10 seconds after killing a unit. So the extra damage is great, but the reality is that there's not that many units to kill. So if our hand cannoneer does kill it, like that's a good thing. It gets a little bit more damage on it. If an archer kills it, yeah, it gets a little bit more damage on it. But the main thing for me is that extra movement speed, because the movement speed means I'm going to be able to chase my opponent down a little bit faster. And it's a lot of movement speed. 20% movement speed, that is a huge amount of movement speed. So I'm going to argue that the value doesn't actually come in from your ranged units. Because remember, if you've got a whole bunch of ranged units, they move as slow as the slowest ranged unit moves. In fact, it's like that for all units. They always go as slow as the slowest one. So if you've got 9 of these guys with a buff and one of them that's slow, you're still just going to move this fast. Whereas when you've got your melee dudes and you're in the middle of a fight, what do you do with that? Like if you think about it, right? If you've got 1,000 ghulams, in this case 11, and they do like to talk a lot. Thank you, guys. And what do you do with them? You A move. And they're all attacking and they're all running and they're all doing their own separate thing, right? They've all got, even though you A move them, they've all got an individual task that have been assigned to them. And as a result, they all benefit greatly from that extra 20% movement speed. On top of that, these bad boys, the ghulams, do an extra bit of damage with their quick strike, which means they hit twice. So now you're getting that 25% bonus twice. Hold on, that's not the one I should be hovering. It's this one right here. And because of that, I think that is absolutely insane, and that's why it's number 8 on the list. Next up, it's going to be the Attabeg Advisor. This is a pretty interesting unit that I thought would qualify for insane on one condition, and that's if you like cavalry. Let's talk a little bit about it. So I'm going to take our age up and I'm going to absolutely destroy it. We're going to go back because that's what we need to do. So the way that this works is pretty simple. You get an Attabeg Advisor and they increase the health of your units. How do they do that? Well, think of it kind of like a Delhi Scholar. The way that it can go into a building, it's the exact same concept here. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our cheats. So it's this one down here, our advisors. So upon completion, you can gain 2 Attabegs, which can be garrisoned in any military production building to increase the health of newly trained units by 20%. I wouldn't recommend this for your feudal age. I would recommend something like 300 wood, because I love wood. When it comes to your castle age, I would recommend something like the Trade Wing Bazaar, because the Trade Wing Bazaar is absolutely broken. It's really good. You should get it. But when it comes to Imperial Age, now you're kind of left without the ability to go into the Attabegs. If I remember correctly, I think there is a way. I'm just going to double check to see if there is a way to do it, because is it at our mosque or is it at our keep? I remember there being a way to do it. Maybe it's only after you've done it. So let me just restart again. I think that once you've unlocked them, you're actually able to build them from somewhere, if I remember correctly, or they respawn. I'm not 100% sure on this, but look, it's still insane. I promise you, it's still insane. In a jiffy, and we want smorgasbord. Let's get it in. So when you're going to feudal age, I'd recommend the wood. When you're going to castle age, as I said, I would normally recommend the Trade Wing Bazaar. But in this case, we're not going to do it. We're going to instead go, what do you reckon we go for? Maybe we go for the Culture Wing Logistics, get those 3 Dervish, and then that way, hold on, we need to get a house or 3 out here. And then that way, you know, we can pick up our relics. We've got 3 Dervish here, so I'm just going to go and pick up our relics because why the heck not? Where are you? There's our 3rd one. Let's just go do that. Now we've got our 3 relics on the way in. And now I'm thinking about Imperial Age. And instead of going for the Trade Wing Bazaar, which is absolutely overpowered and I'm not going to do, I'm going to look at the Attabegs. So I will gain 7 Attabegs, which can be garrisoned in any military production building to increase the health of newly trained units by 20%. So where do I propose that should be working? It is in Cavalry, and it's in Infantry, in particular 1 unit, but we're going to stick it with Cavalry because that's where you're going to notice the most bonus. So let's get our units out, let's upgrade them, let's put them all the way to Imperial Age, let's get all of their stats up, let's max these bad boys out completely. I'm going to get Biology, I'm going to get Elite Army Tactics, because those 2 upgrades are also going to be stacking here, and I'm going to get all of my upgrades. Woo, get them all, Drongo, get them all. All right, we got them all. And we're going to get all of these upgrades too. We're getting attacked out here by the sounds of things. So, now I've got my Attabegs. I'm going to garrison them inside my buildings. And this is going to increase the amount of health that the units I make have got. So, we've got your standard elite Ghulam here. And as you can see, when we put the Attabeg inside it, it goes from 270 health up to 324. It gets this nice little bonus here. And I will note that extra 20% does also stack with the Elite Army Tactics bonus as well. And then for our Camel, so this is not just any Camel, this is a Camel Lancer, by the way. You've got a base of 294, but with the Attabeg thrown in, it goes up to 343. So it's a substantial amount, that 20%. And because of that, in my opinion, that's absolutely insane. Oh, actually, here you go. We've got the Attabeg. I knew that there was a way to train them. It is through the House of Wisdom, but I believe it's only after you've selected it. So you've got to, once again, make a trade-off because, as you guys would have seen, once you pick a wing, the other one goes away. But would you take this over the trade wing? I think once the trade wing gets nerfed, it's probably going to be worth it. But I think in the short term, the trade wing probably offers way too much value to justify. But in lieu of that, I still think this is insane. And that way, it makes itself onto the list. It's on the list. All right, next thing. I don't think y'all are ready for this. I don't think you can handle this. Let me turn off the cheats. Are you guys ready? Here it comes. These are my Ghulams. They're building a battering ram. These are my camel riders. Military wing must be constructed for a battering ram? A battering... Did I say a battering wham? I swear I said... Hold on. Wait. Excuse me. Ah. I thought it was a unique tech. Never mind. Sorry. I thought I got it in the blacksmith. I completely forgot it. It's a unique tech that's in the military school. In the house of in the military school. In the House of Wisdom. My bad. We're here. I haven't played much Abbasids, I'll be honest with you guys. Okay. Let me just get this. Okay, you guys ready? I got it. Let's do it again. Okay. Pretend like you don't know. Okay, so these are my Ghulams. They're making a battering ram. These are my camel riders. They're also making a battering ram. Yep. That's correct. Cavalry can make siege. And not just any siege. They can make the siege. They can make the siege. Look at that. The big siegey boys. Let's say you got a whole bunch of these guys out here. Let's say you got a whole bunch of camels out here. Just out here on their daily patrol, doing their thing. Well, I don't know about you guys. It takes a while to build. But we're here. And that's what matters. I think they're all building. At least it looks like they're all building. Does this mean... Hold on. Before we do this. I need to know. Hold on. If I build a ram now, is that going to instant build? No, it doesn't. Okay. Can I do a ram dance with cavalry? What point is having cavalry that can build siege if they don't do a dance around it? It has been long foretold about the dance of the ram. Everybody gathering around the ram. Spinning around in circles just because we can. Look at him go. The ram dance. It's iconic, but unfortunately we lose it with this technology. Anyway, we move on. That's number 10. Let me show you guys the final number one. Well, number one, the final number one. The last one, number 11. Because this is the one that I think is going to change the way that siege is handled in the late game. I think we've got the cheat on, so this should build instantly. It did build instantly. It is a technology that is unique to the Ayyubids. So the Ayyubids get access to Cavalry, okay? And because of that, one of the most common things that you'll see in the late game is a combination that looks like this. You have a whole bunch of spears and a whole bunch of gulams. Let me just get a couple of houses down here. You have a whole bunch of spears, a whole bunch of gulams. These guys have all got their upgrades. And you've got your bombards, and they're doing their thing, firing down. And you got your mangonels that are killing any kind of range units. And you're just spamming out these guys at the front. And you got the culverins that are doing the defending. But all of a sudden, what happens is your culverins are attacking and whatnot, but there's a breakthrough that happens. Your enemy has now broken through your defensive lines, and now they're attacking your bombards. They're working down your bombard. What are you going to do? You're going to run your bombard away, and you're going to scream. You're going to scream, and you're going to run for the mountains. You're going to say, Johnny, Johnny, don't do it, Johnny. And while that bombard is getting attacked, you're going to stop, and you're going to remember, I have a unique ability as the Ayyubids. I researched it at the Siege Workshop. It allows me to increase the melee armor of my siege units by 20 and increase the fire armor by 10. Oh, sorry, by 5. For 10 seconds. And I researched it. And now it means when I use this ability, I become immune to all damage, great and small. Look at that. All those spears that were chasing you, all those gulams, look at that. 18 damage on the gulam. That's a fully upgraded gulam. That's got +3. There's no blacksmith upgrades here. I got elite army tactics. I've got the elite upgrade, fully upgraded gulam right there. Nothing it can do. Nothing it can do. It just laughs, the bombard does, as it runs away to safety, and the villagers repair it up. The bombard lives, and your 1,000 resource, sorry, 850 resource investment goes home to say hello to his family. Kiss his daughter before she goes to bed. That's what's insane about this Ayyubid tech. There you guys go. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. We'll be covering all of the 6 civilizations. In fact, probably by the time that this is posted, everyone's been posted. So there you guys go. If you think I missed anything, let me know. And other than that, we'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching.